Buongiorno. So today I wanted to talk to you all about the decluttering process, getting rid of everything necessary so you can either minimize your life, become a digital nomad like myself, or you just want to be a minimalist, right? You've made the decision that you have too much stuff. It is time to declutter. So I am going to share with you all the process that I use. Now, mind you, everything that I talk about on this channel is something that I experienced personally. It's something that I went through. Just want to make that clear because I know sometimes we can share from not having the experience. So I don't want to come here and talk about something that I haven't done myself. So if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. And if you are a subscriber, thank you so much and welcome back. So my name is Nidra, and after a 26-year career in information technology and after the fourth layoff, I decided to walk away from corporate, sell my house and all of my belongings. And I'm actually in the process of doing all that right now. And my goal is to eventually move overseas and live abroad as a digital nomad. And so one of the things that you have to do is you have to declutter. So if that's you and you feel like you want to become a minimalist and not even live abroad, but you just want to downsize your life, I'm going to leave you with a couple of tips. All right. So let me get my notes. So number one, start with your why. Why are you decluttering? Okay. Why are you getting rid of everything? What is causing you to this new way of life? So that is one of the questions that I ask myself. Actually, I've been asking myself why a lot lately. And so you can say, what kind of life do you want? So for me, I want a life that's quiet. I want a life that is calm and peaceful. And to me, that includes a life with a very limited amount of things. I want to live a suitcase life. Okay, so what does that mean? That means I want all of my belongings to fit into about two suitcases, maybe. So that's going to take a lot, right? So one of the questions that you can ask yourself to help you get to maybe living out of your suitcase is to ask yourself why. Okay, why are you decluttering? Why am I decluttering? And what am I making room for? So a lot of people believe that in order to call in the new, you have to get rid of the old. So if you're making room for a peaceful life, or you may need to push out things that make your life very, very loud. Okay. So, what are my whys? Again, I stated that my why is to live a peaceful life. I also, again, wanted to leave corporate America. I don't want to be tethered here in the States because, if you go back ancient times, we used to be nomadic people. Your why, after you identify your why, the next thing that I did is I did one room at a time. I have a lot of hobbies, and I'm the type of person that when I am interested in something, I go all in, right? I'm buying multiples, okay? So instead of doing everything at one time, I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to do one room a week. So I started in my second bedroom. And the reason why I did it this way is because I did not want to burn out. You can easily burn out doing stuff like this, especially if you are working, taking care of kids, running a household. It could become a lot. So you want to do one room at a time. So you can break it down one room a week, one closet a week, one dresser a week, one bookshelf. You're going to take your time. Your goal is to take your time and to not rush, right? Because you didn't accumulate this stuff overnight. So you're not going to get rid of everything in one night. Okay. And I believe that the small wins build momentum. You are doing little by little. And before you know it, your whole house will be cleaned out. All right. And the third thing that I want to leave you with today is give every item a destination. All right. And this is one of the biggest reasons my process worked. It's because I knew, and this is something that I've heard, especially when you're downsizing, is everyone is not going to want your stuff, right? Just because you may cherish an item, you may love something, doesn't mean the next person will. And parting with those things may be a little challenging. And so it's really good to, before you even get to that point, is to separate everything and to put them into categories, right? And the categories are items that you can sell, items that you can donate, and items that probably should go in the trash. One of the things that I did was I was able to sell a lot of my belongings on like Facebook Market, Poshmark, The Real Real, eBay. So, for example, I collect Barbie dolls. I had tons of Barbie dolls. So, I was able to sell all of my Barbie dolls individually on eBay. It was tedious, but I got everything sold, okay? And like my designer items, like my Louis Vuitton bags, my Gucci, Fendi bags, stuff like that, I was able to sell those items on the Real Real. I sold a lot of stuff on Poshmark, and a lot of my household goods were sold on eBay. So again, let's go ahead and recap. So the first thing that you want to do in the decluttering process is determine your why. You have to know why you are doing what you're doing, okay? That why question is so important and is often overlooked with what, when, how, right? We never get down to the why, and I feel like when you know your why, it's easier to do things when you've identified it. Journal it, right? Write it down, put it on your refrigerator, write it on your mirror. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you want to declutter and become a minimalist? Oh, and let me also add, okay, here's a misconception about being a minimalist. Okay, I love fashion. Okay, you probably can't tell, right? And I love jewelry. So I would like to call myself a maximalist. Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah. I like a lot of stuff, right? And even though I am minimizing, that doesn't mean I have to chip away at my personality. That doesn't mean I have to chip away at who I am and being vibrant and, get rid of my bangles and the things that I love to wear. You're just not going to have a lot of everything. Okay. So you can still be a minimalist while being a maximalist. The second thing that we went over today, so we identified our why. And the second thing that we went over was once you identify your why, do it one room at a time, one room at a time, one closet at a time, one dresser at a time. Because you don't want to burn out, right? And you did not accumulate all of this stuff overnight. So you're not going to be able to get rid of it overnight. So take your time. You don't want to burn out. And last but not least is give every item a destination. Again, just because you love an item and it's your most precious, prized belonging does not mean that everyone else is going to feel the same way. So you have to let go. And the three categories that I like to use, that I used, are sell, donate, or to trash. Yes, some of your items will go. Matter of fact, a lot of your items will go directly in the trash. So I hope that can give you a little kickstart on your journey of becoming a minimalist or decluttering or just getting rid of some stuff that you no longer need. You know, you may not be taking a machete to your life like I am. I love that term from Jaleisha, but you may just want, to go from a 4-bedroom house down to a 1-bedroom apartment. I don't know. These are the three little steps that I used, and I hope they can be helpful to you on your journey. So I want to thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not, especially if what I talked about today resonated with you. And, subscribe to my channel if you want to see me transition from being an IT corporate to a digital nomad living abroad. So thank you for watching and have a good day.